As a former IELTS examiner and a teacher of IELTS for more than 10 years, there was one thing I noticed all students could do to improve their speaking score. Can you guess what that is? Let's take a look. Now, first we need to understand the biggest problem that all students make. What do you think it is? Grammar mistakes? Vocabulary? Extending ideas? Or pronunciation? Well, when it comes to what I've seen over the last 10 years, it's pronunciation. Most IELTS candidates, and frankly, even some teachers, think that pronunciation is just the 44 sounds of English. But it's not. Pronunciation includes the ability to use many other features of pronunciation. And the biggest issue is flat delivery. Let's listen to what this sounds like. Let's take a look at our question super quickly. Super easy, right? An interesting movie. You need to say what the movie is and what happened and what made the movie interesting. But what usually happens...
A few weeks ago, I watched Spider-Man: No Way Home. The movie is the third in the Spider-Man trilogy. In this movie, Spider-Man asks Doctor Strange to cast a spell that makes everyone forget who he is, but something goes wrong.
So, how was that? Well, every single word was pronounced perfectly. For that alone, a lot of IELTS teachers would say that it's an 8 or a 9. Have you seen those mock speaking tests on YouTube? A lot of those teachers would give this an 8 or a 9. These videos get uploaded almost daily. So, for a top score in pronunciation, you need to do more than just say the sounds of English correctly. You also need to show an ability to use stress and intonation effectively. You should emphasize your ideas clearly. And the best way to do this is to use sentence stress. So, what is sentence stress? Sentence stress is adding emphasis or stress to certain words in a sentence to enhance the meaning of the sentence. This will actually help you do well on the entire speaking test, every single part. You can start fixing this super quickly as well. In fact, many of you probably do it already when you're speaking with friends or with teachers. But in the test, maybe you get a bit nervous and it disappears. Now, I'm going to show you 2 ways we teach our students at E2 to maximize this part of their pronunciation score. The first way is to add stress to key words. This means you add stress to certain words that carry the main meaning of the sentence. Listen to the way Jay adds stress to keywords here.
A few weeks ago, I watched Spider-Man: No Way Home. The movie is the third in the Spider-Man trilogy. In this movie, Spider-Man asks Doctor Strange to cast a spell that makes everyone forget who he is, but something goes wrong. Suddenly, enemies of Spider-Man from alternate realities begin to appear and they cause mayhem for Spider-Man.
That's it. Why don't you try it? Did you notice how Jay emphasized particular words in a sentence to make the sentence more meaningful? Do you notice how I'm still doing this right now? This is a more effective way to communicate. Now, this can be tricky because you don't know exactly what you're going to say before you say it. So be sure to practice before test day so that it's automatic, so that it's natural. And of course, pay attention to it when you're listening to English or watching it on TV. Also, keep in mind that you don't want to overdo it. In this video, I've exaggerated a little bit. On test day, relax and just let it come out with ease. You don't have to do it like this. Use stress, but keep it relaxed. Another technique is to stress repetitive words. These are common words that are going to appear a lot, not only in IELTS speaking, but everyday English. By adding stress to these, you'll add more rhythm and clarity to your delivery. These are words like emphasis words, like really and very, like I really like it, or it's a very good movie. It could be negative words like not, isn't, or doesn't, like it's not a good idea. I don't like this idea. It could be simple connectors like and, but, or if. If you want to make money, then you have to do more work. Or it could be lists like I love animals, especially dogs, cats, and monkeys. Or every day for breakfast I have eggs, toast, and milk. It could be contrasts like dim, bright, fast, or slow. For example, when I come here by the train, it's really slow, but when I drive here, it's fast. It could be reference words like this, that, or those, as in, this is a good idea because, or that's not a good idea because. Or it could be emotional words like great, disgusting, awkward, or awful. So we can add stress to these words to put the feeling along with the meaning. Now remember, this isn't the only thing you need to do if you're trying to maximize your score on test day. You also need to extend ideas, show a good range of vocabulary, and have decent control of your grammar. And you can do this by clicking the link below and signing up for a free account at e2testprep.com. Let's try stressing repetitive words. Jay's now going to show you how stressing repetitive words can enhance the meaning of what he's saying. He'll avoid stressing keywords, just for now.
I don't really enjoy these movies, but I really enjoyed this one. The main reason is that I had watched the older Spider-Man movies when I was a kid, and seeing those actors again reminded me of being young and watching those movies for the first time.
Pretty interesting, huh? To me, as a former IELTS examiner, now I can give you a much higher score for pronunciation. My recommendation is that you practice right now. Go ahead, try it yourself. Also, keep in mind that there's no perfect way to do this, but if you practice this regularly before test day, your delivery will be relaxed and natural. You can stress some keywords and some repetitive words. Go ahead, pause the video and practice. All right, now Jay's going to do this. He's going to use a mix of stressing keywords and repetitive words. Listen.
A few weeks ago, I watched Spider-Man: No Way Home. The movie is the third in the Spider-Man trilogy. In this movie, Spider-Man asks Dr. Strange to cast a spell that makes everyone forget who he is. But something goes wrong. Suddenly, enemies of Spider-Man from alternate realities begin to appear, and they cause mayhem for Spider-Man. It's really fun though, because later, alternate versions of Spider-Man start appearing, and they're portrayed by actors who had previously played Spider-Man in the old movies. It's part of the Marvel universe. And to be honest, I don't really enjoy these movies, but I really enjoyed this one. The main reason is that I'd watched the older Spider-Man movies when I was a kid, and seeing those actors again reminded me of being young and watching those movies for the first time. Back then, superhero movies were not common, so I really got excited for them. Now, they come out every month. It just doesn't feel as special anymore.
And that's it. There you go, sentence stress. To be honest, even if you stress half those words, it'll make a pretty positive impact on your score, especially if you're trying for a 7. For an 8 or a 9, you'll really need to have this under control. It's going to be a very subconscious process. So keep in mind, you will need to practice this so that on test day, you don't even need to think about it. Are you liking this video? Don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring the bell for notifications so that you'll be the first to know the next time we release a new video. So there you go. That's one of the most common errors I've encountered as a longtime teacher and a former examiner. That's all for today. I'm Mark. Thank you very much. Aye, aye, and goodbye.